Welcome to HDFC Life presents Life Sessions partnered by ET Now, a series of discussions to make Indians more aware about life insurance. Now, they say that age is just a number, but when it comes to life insurance, age is one of the most important factors as it determines how expensive or affordable your policy will be. So what is the best age then to get a life insurance? The answer is quite obvious if you ask me. Get it when you're young and it will bring you numerous long-term benefits. And while it may seem unnecessary to consider life insurance when you're young and healthy, there are compelling reasons to do so. We bring you Mission L.I.F E, an awareness initiative which promotes life insurance for everyone, and that includes young Indians as well. In fact, we spoke with a few of them to understand their point of view on life insurance, and here's what they had to say.
How old are you?
I'm 23. I'm 25.
I'm 24 years old.
23.
I'm 22. 27.
26.
And are you working?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
कितने साल हो गए जॉब करके?
3 साल हो गए.
This is my first job. This is currently my first year.
2 years. 3 years.
Have you made any financial investments for the future?
No.
Yes, I have. I have not, but my parents have for me.
Mutual fund, SIPs.
Mutual funds.
Shares and stocks. I have a life insurance.
Life insurance at such a young age. I mean, what made you take that decision?
Life is quite uncertain. If I'm not there, I want my family to have a dignified life.
What about life insurance?
No, I haven't made any life insurance yet.
नहीं किया.
No, not life insurance.
I haven't invested. It's given by my company.
Not yet.
Have you not thought about it, or do you think it's just not for you?
I mean, I'm too young for that and I don't really understand the process,
Life insurance is when I die. So I'm not reaping the benefits.
It seems like something which is intimidating to me.
ज़रूरत नहीं महसूस हुई.
Right now I do not have enough money to go with life insurance.
कोई responsibilities भी नहीं है, सच तो नहीं लिया.
I think my employer has provided me enough life cover.
How do you think a life insurance policy can help you? Rather than helping me, it will help my family when I die.
फैमिली सिक्योर करती है और फिर आपके क्राइसिस पे काफ़ी हेल्प करती है कि किसी पे आपको डिपेंड नहीं रहना पड़ता.
If anything bad happens to me, it can definitely help my family.
आपके हिसाब से लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लेने की सही उम्र क्या है?
40, 45.
After the age of 35, when you've worked in the field for at least 10-15 years and you have enough money.
Between 32 to 35.
One should start investing once they are around 24 to 25.
When I am 40 years old.
Right now, I'm very young to have a life insurance.
Buying life insurance right now versus buying life insurance when you're older, when do you think you'll have to pay lower premiums?
I think when someone is young.
जितना जल्दी लेंगे उतना प्रीमियम कम होगा.
I have no financial knowledge about, life insurance, health insurance.
I don't understand the premium and all.
Again, no answers. हमने देखा कि कोविड-19 में कई यंग लोग भी इम्पैक्ट हुए थे. तो आपको नहीं लगता कि यंग लोगों को भी लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लेना चाहिए?
कहना आपका सही है.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I think health insurance is better option for me rather than life insurance.
Life is uncertain, as I said, and COVID also affected a lot of young audience. So I think life insurance is important.
पैंडेमिक ने ऑब्वियसली सिनेरियोस चेंज किए हैं.
तो फिर क्या आप भी अब कंसिडर करेंगे लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लेना?
बिल्कुल, ऑब्वियसली आई विल ट्राई एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली गो फॉर द लाइफ इंश्योरेंस.
Aisha, we spoke to a lot of youngsters today. And while they seem to understand the importance of life insurance in general, most of them feel like it is not required for them at such an early stage in life. As a result, their understanding on the subject is limited and there are a lot of misconceptions in their mind that are stopping them from considering life insurance.
Thank you, Fahad. Some really interesting responses there. Now, these youngsters have given us a lot to think about and discuss. On that note, let's meet our guests for today, Mr. Ajay Bansal, founder and CEO of Robinhood Insurance Broker Pvt, and Mr. Jatin Sabhani, Group Head, BroCA, Alternate Channel and Digital Alliances at HDFC Life. Ajay, Jatin, both of you, thank you so much for joining in today. Ajay, if I could start off with you, when it comes to youngsters, what is their mindset today when it comes to life insurance? Are they aware? Are they averse? What are they thinking when it comes to life insurance?
So current generation, I feel, is far more financially sophisticated compared to previous generation at this age. But they have a lot of short-term orientation. They do lot more financial planning. I think more than 50% of them has investment in some kind of financial instrument. A lot of them are stock market savvy, far more than what they were earlier. But there is a fair amount of proportion which still looks at fixed deposit as a good instrument for saving. It is very surprising. A lot of them are willing to take higher risk for higher return, and a lot of them are willing to look at even cryptocurrencies as a way of investment. I think this short-term orientation should change, and they should do a far more comprehensive financial planning, taking into account both short-term goals as well as long-term goals, which is where life insurance plays a very important role. It's an instrument where once you start investing early and invest for a long period of time, it could really take care of your long-term goals.
Jatin, the youngsters seem quite risk-savvy, right? Like Ajay was mentioning, they are talking about cryptos, they talk about equity markets. They're willing to take the risk. But when it comes to life insurance, they seem a little confused and perplexed about it. Why is that?
Taking from where Ajay left, first and foremost, the younger generation is a little confused. So they need guidance. At the start of your career, and when you're like we're talking about millennial and Gen Z people, they're not clear in thought process and what do they want to do. Typically, when you start early, you should be clear in your goals. Somebody needs to tell them that what is right. It's not about savings, but it's about protection to start with. They need to be taught and they need to be tutored on what is the right type of cover they need. There are a lot of media, there's a lot of, there are tools, there are applications where you can go understand what is the human life value and work on that. The processes, I think they are also bothered about the processes, let's say appointment with the doctor, the time frame overall. I need, to tell them that it is not so cumbersome. They need clarity on that. Thirdly, they're completely confused, whether we should, buy life insurance in terms of saving, should we buy protection, should we go for fixed deposit, should we go for mutual fund. So this is what in overall they need some clarity, and life insurance is very simple. You should start early in your life and based on your needs, you should increase the cover and gradually move upwards. And then you can think about maybe the second stage where you can talk about savings. So broadly, this is what I feel.
Right. Ajay, when it comes to youngsters, for them, one of the often debated topics is, we earn so little. How is it that we are going to sustain both our lifestyle and our insurance cover both? Which I think is a legitimate reason.
See, though they start with a lower earning, and the fact is the moment a person starts earning means somebody is dependent on those earnings, And as Jatin said, to take that, eventuality into account, one should cover. Now, the cover at that age takes into account the risk involved. So the premiums are low. One can also take cover for a shorter span, a 10-year cover, in order to bring down the cover, the premium even more. So one could start with some basic, 50 lakhs or 1 crore rupees of cover for 10 years while keeping the premiums low. Second aspect about life insurance investment at early stages, when you plan for your goals early, you get a higher period of compounding. Another thing that the person has to take into account is that the premium is going to remain the same, whereas the income is going to rise very fast. So if he plans early, the difficulty in saving could be for 1 or 2 years, as the premium remains the same and the earnings grow. So they should start early, make modest investments, try and save early both for cover as well as for investments.
Jatin, one of the common myths also around life insurance is that it's only beneficial when the policyholder passes away. It's the ones who are left behind who are going to get the benefit. For a Gen Z millennial, 20-year-old just starting off in their career, 3 ways how a life insurance policy is a must-have in their financial portfolio.
Depends on which stage of your career or life you are. To start with, term, followed by investment, followed by, at a later stage, when you are retired, you need, pension. So these are the 3 things I think overall, whatever investment you do should be around these thoughts.
Ajay, how do you break this myth that, it's only for the ones who are left behind? And how do you explain it to a Gen Z and millennial who by definition goes by life insurance, saying that, life insurance is for those who are left behind when one passes away?
So usually, it is perceived that a person suffers a risk of dying too early. But life insurance actually covers 2 types of risk. Risk of dying too early or risk of living too long. Imagine a person living for 100 years and retiring at the age of 50, 55. There are 45, 50 years of period where he has to provide for himself. So life insurance through cover covers the first risk, and through the second set of policies, which are savings and investment policies, covers the second risk. So life insurance is not just about cover, it's about good long-term financial planning also.
Ajay, the other feature or sort of behavior about the young generation is also they procrastinate too much too, right? And one often hears them saying that if my employer is providing me insurance, why do I need to take an individual one?
See, when an employer offers, both in terms of covers and investments, he gives you a basic cover. Whereas a person may need a coverage which is very specific to his needs, based on his family structure, based on his liabilities and commitments. So a person should take in a cover which is more than that basic cover which is provided by the employer. Similarly, on savings, an employer gives you a superannuation and other structured savings, but actual need of a guy could be higher based on his earnings. So both on coverages as well as on savings, in order to achieve a more specific life goal, a person should buy a suitable life insurance coverage and an investment plan.
The other question is also, sometimes where do we begin? What are the tools that they have? Because the youngsters don't have RM of banks, they don't have wealth managers. Where do you get the guidance on how to plan for your life and insurance?
You have got, B2B and B2B2C, okay. So they are corporate agents in terms of legal entities. These are, non-individuals other than agents. Then you've got brokers, then you've got insurance marketing firms, then you've got bank assurance. So there are multiple channels which are traditional. Now let's, park them aside. The second part is the new age distributors who are predominantly harping on the digitization. So what they do, they give you enough of places in terms of social media. They also nudge you based on, right now what is going in your mind. So there are a lot of places. So there's no dearth of places to understand. Go to the sites of the companies. They will tell you what type of insurance you should look at, what is a human life value, how much cover one should have. Once you are clear on what do you want, there are two things you can do. As a Gen Z or millennial, you can go on these platforms, book yourselves, okay, and broadly it will tell you what are you looking at. If you still feel confused, okay, there are always these brokers, corporate agents, they can give face-to-face advice. And typically, I think life insurance, initially when you buy it for the first time, and predominantly term, I'm talking about protection, it should be face-to-face. Because, these are things people will not tell you. But if you, somehow are not able to get the proper amount of coverage, the whole purpose is defeated. So broadly, there's no dearth of information. It is the way you go about it.
And, Jatin, as even elders in the family, it's for them also to guide the younger ones on the importance of insurance products.
This is a happy-go-lucky generation. Okay?
Absolutely.
The biggest point is that for them, the priority of insurance, I don't think comes immediately. It comes later in the life. What happens, we're talking about, elderly people in a family telling the kids what to go. Unfortunately, the whole concept of life insurance has not yet evolved in India. So people, let's say, if you really ask me, do I talk to I am a person who is working with life insurance companies and a background in life insurance for the last 15, 16 years. My son has just, completed class 12th, okay. Do I tell him? Do I discuss with life insurance with him in terms of the start of his career? Yes, because I am from this field.
You're aware, yeah.
Otherwise, if you really ask me, let's say in my immediate relations, do they talk about life insurance? No, they don't talk about it. Okay, even for the kids, sometimes parents will tell them, they'll call me and ask, what is the best life insurance to buy? Okay, so they basically are very, very, they have taken a back seat. Problem for the Gen Z is that the priorities have to be clear. If they don't start now and they, let's say in mid-30s, mid-40s, or let's say when you realize that, you have a, home loan, what happens if you die, what happens to your family, too late in the life. One, the premiums are phenomenally high at that stage. You have some other ailment. So plan early, what I said earlier. Go slowly. It's not, it's not necessary that, go for a 10 crore cover. Okay, look at your earnings. And based on your earnings, you should decide how much can you, park in life insurance, looking at other financial products also. So basically, you gradually take those steps. And this Gen Z millennials understand, unfortunately, it doesn't come in their priority. So they have to prioritize. Once they prioritize, they are very smart, okay? They know what to do. But once again, the question is, where do they prioritize and when do they prioritize?
Ajay, any last words for this Gen Z millennial audience?
Yeah, so one more factor which will help a person, the younger generation, use life insurance effectively is the nature of products and the quality of products. Yeah. The quality of products in life insurance have substantially improved over the last 5-7 years. So if one were to evaluate the product per se from an investment perspective and long-term investment perspective, they're super product with very good guarantees offered by the industry today. Life insurance, both from a coverage and investment perspective, offers a venue which is very, very safe and sound from a long-term planning perspective. Most other instruments carry risks which are not very apparent at the time of investment. I think that's a very big point they should consider while planning for long-term through life insurance.
Both of you, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Well, that concludes our discussion for today. Jatin, Ajay, both of you, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm sure that the knowledge shared by both of you will motivate a lot of our young viewers to consider life insurance. To summarize then, life insurance works best when you're young and healthy. The premiums are low, your loved ones are protected, you have planned for financial goals and are well equipped to face the uncertainties of life. So, join us on Mission L.I.F E, life insurance for everyone, and enjoy the prime of your life without worrying about the future.